We've basically just raw dogged a full-on school community. This is the editing part. That's really cool because it has DaVinci and CapCut. But we just raw dogged this full section for about 6 hours straight of all of these sessions, and some are like an hour long. Made notes on it. Shout out to this community, by the way, one of the best cinematic videography communities for the gym. So as you can see there, the time is 1:30, and we've been studying since 6 AM basically, or further earlier I mean. So we left the house at 7, went to the gym, got a coffee, took notes in the coffee shop, and then came home and studied again. Also, I've been thinking about switching back to my old gym to get cinematic gym content and outreach to them, and he said he was interested in what I have to offer, so I don't know what to do. He said I should come in at 4 PM today, or after 4 PM to talk to someone, but I don't know if I want to. The reason being is because I'd have to already go to a different gym, and I'd have to sign up for that one, on top of my current gym. But I literally can't record in my current gym, so I'll probably have to do it. One thing it said in that course is make sure you get a prime lens, not a zoom lens, because if this does focus, this is a f-stop 2.8. A prime lens is a f1, so 1.2 or 1.8, meaning it performs better in low light. But with a prime, you'd have to buy 3 lenses, but with a zoom, I've basically got 3 lenses in one, just not that f-stop. So we're going to start making cinematic gym content. Ignore the hair, by the way, I've literally done nothing to it. I do not give a fuck. I'm trying to resemble the current situation I'm in. But now I literally don't know what to do. I'm probably not going to go. I don't know, just recently I've got like no social skills, like I don't want to communicate with anyone. I can't even remember the last time I spoke to someone that isn't family. That's how bad it's got. I don't know, I just completely changed, like, but now I'm like super awkward too. I did used to be like this, but I changed it and I started communicating. But when you come out of that bandwidth, let's just say that, and stop communicating with people for a while, it feels impossible to communicate. It's like I never have the energy to. But to be fair, I did wake up at 10 PM yesterday, and it is currently 2 PM. So that makes a lot of sense. But for me to go in at 4 PM today on low energy could be possible. I don't know, I need to leave my comfort zone. I'm not sure what to do, I'm never sure what to do. And that's the problem with me. Do you know what it is? I just think I'm not ready. Everyone says you're never ready and you should try anyway. But I think, because I already have tried in the past and I didn't get good, well, I wasn't ready and I'd done it anyway. But I didn't deliver and it felt so rushed and I felt like I lost my soul in the process and I couldn't deliver to the best of my ability. And I feel right now I don't have the best of knowledge to work with this gym, and I don't have the right mental structure, and I don't have any structure into my life, meaning it's only today that I've gotten a sleeping routine to the point I've done a lot more than I have probably in the past month. It was ever since I went to LA, my sleeping routine's always been fucked. That jet lag went on for a month, but it's because I've got no overall structure in my life, so it's different compared to someone with a job. Like if they have a job, they get back and they're in the routine in 2 days or so. But with all this combined, low knowledge, low money, low social skills, it's like a compound effect of negativity, meaning for me to rush into businesses again, or even to do this and pursue this, because I don't know if it's for me, so that's another thing that's compounding against it. I should take time with this process and I shouldn't be rushing myself, and I should do, even if it meant just finding a small way to make income in order for me to live, and slowly building this up over time, because if I rush it again, it's just all going to fall apart. So I think I'm figuring something out. That's probably a key fundamental to life, is you can't rush great things if you want something to be great. What's a good example for this, of rushing things that have went bad? I think just anything in life, like you rushed the engineering foundations for the Eiffel Tower. Rome wasn't built in a day. There you go. Everything takes time, good things take time. Good things take time. So I just don't think I'm ready, but you never are ready. But I need money, that's the main thing. We are in more than survival mode. It's at the point where I have to supply for my mum, because we've literally got no food. It'll be a quick cash grab, and what's the point in that? There has to be other ways to make money. I need an easier way to make money where I can make. The goal is £750 in 1 month will be able to support everything, meaning car insurance, food, Muay Thai, just necessities, fundamentals, foundations. What is it called? Necessities. But I've also got the skills too. So I don't know what's holding me back, because I know I could deliver. It's communication. I feel I'm lacking basic communication. How can I fall off in communication? Like, I've literally not spoke to someone for months. That is actually crazy. So we're going to have to fix that. We're going to have to fix a lot. This is more than just rebuilding the agency. This is fixing me. I am at nothing. My confidence is zero. My money is zero. Everything is zero. It's rebuild, ground up. That's actually so crazy to think. I've self-decayed to a point. I felt so hopeless that I basically quit and didn't even know. But I can never truly quit, but you can only fall off. And I fell off in every single aspect except for the gym. But to be fair, I fell off in the gym too, because I used to have an even better diet where I'd only eat chicken, green peas. But that was when I had money, where I could spend £30 every 3 days. Now it's got to a point where I can't even afford food. This is the lowest of low. And how have I even got myself into this situation? And how do you escape? It's got to be one step at a time. It's got to be, I've done it before. I've been at the lowest of low before, but not this low. But having lost everything, it would mean I would have to slowly build everything up. Starting with communications, I would have to just say simple greetings to strangers. And if you're in a similar situation and you've lost one fundamental, or all of them like me, you should do the same. You should start with speaking to strangers. For money, most of you should just get a job. Just lower the ego and get a job. Maybe I should do that, because it will be a lot easier. But I know there's a couple ways I can get money, so we can document that. And then this agency thing, redirect, replan, research, just as much research as possible like I did today. So I should be proud of myself today, because I've done 6 hours. And I've got more to do, because it's currently probably 2 or half 2. I need to buy food. I need to buy coffee. Coffee is key. But it's good that I'm recording on my camera too, so we've done quite a bit today. Not a lot, but each step at a time. This is a slow process now, because the fall off was that bad. What we said in the cinematic shot, by the way, low. So we started off with a low angle. This is a high angle. Learned this from the Cinematic Network. Should be an affiliate. Another thing, by the way, I lost my connection with God on top of everything else. I've lost everything. This is the only documentation series where someone can have literally zero income, a parent that can't even provide because she's on benefits, or I registered as a sole trader, don't have a clue how to do tax. I've got no money, I've got no food, literally zero income. I need to rebuild my trust with God too. And let's talk about this. I said I'd delay it in the last one, but I think with Islam, it's very strict, but it demands a lot. But in the scriptures, it's the truth. And it's confirmed that even Jesus himself said that you shouldn't worship him, you should worship God. But he never denied that he wasn't God when people worshipped him. Meaning, when he done all the miracles and stuff, people praised him, and he didn't say, you shouldn't worship me, you should worship God. But that doesn't mean that he should have became a God figure and been made worshipped. So as much as you try and prove your point that the Bible scriptures is the way, every single aspect I've researched proves that the scriptures are wrong. But I feel my heart is with God. As a Catholic, Muslims and Catholics believe in the same God. But the story of Jesus is different. And Jesus dying on the cross didn't happen in the Quran, but it did as a Catholic. In the Quran it says someone else died on the cross for Jesus. And I think it says, who is traitor? Judas died on the cross over Jesus. But in the Bible scriptures it also says Jesus will come back and judge the living and the dead. But in the Quran it says Jesus will come back and break the truce of the cross, meaning he'll put an end to every religion when he comes back. So I think what me, myself and many others are doing is we're trying to believe in the easier religion, where we don't have to sacrifice as much to God, meaning we don't have to pray 5 times a day. And if you like alcohol, you can drink alcohol, but I don't drink. But in the Quran scriptures it says it's wrong and you should follow the script, because he sent the last prophet Muhammad. And in the Quran it also says, I seen it on my For You page, after I was questioning God, it said that Allah will guide you towards the Quran. And it's kind of scary how every scripture I've read and seen and questioned has been guided. And it sort of feels like, to everyone else, and maybe to myself, because everyone else's reactions, it feels like you've been possessed after reading the Quran. Because everyone has so many things against it, and they say, oh, Muhammad messed with a 9-year-old or something. Every TikTok where it's a news page, by the way, don't read the news, because it just, fake propaganda just affects your brain. But you'll see the comments in a newspaper and it'll be like, a massacre happens, like one in Liverpool. I think it was actually a Scouser, 50-year-old Scouser, but first thing they assume is, was he Muslim? Why are we discriminating over a religion? And that's why I feel so distant from God, is because you don't want to choose any side. when they're both as bad as each other. It's humans that are bad, not the scriptures. Muhammad was a human, but it's humans that will ruin things. And again, that's why it also links back to the Quran of why you shouldn't worship Jesus, because he was a human. So everything makes sense. And at the end of the day, there's no way Jesus could be a God if you really deep it, because God is a spirit. God is something that we can't perceive until we die. We can't see God until we leave this body, because I think of it like computer storage. If we've only got 256 gigabytes in our brain, we can't add a 1 terabyte file to 1 terabyte game to our memory card because we don't have the capacity to render it. So I see that as with God. What God is and whatever he has for us, if it's heaven or Jannah, we can't perceive it in our current state of form, in our bodies. So all of this adds together. With the scriptures being after the Bible, was it rewritten over the Bible? Probably not sure. Then having to pray a certain way towards Mecca. Mecca wasn't made by God, but it was something that could never be destroyed. I think. I might be wrong with that one. So why do we have to pray that way? I'm not sure. And then with the Christian beliefs, there's like 4 different religions around one belief. And humans have corrupted it. So the Quran is untouched. So if you are going to worship a God, it has to be Allah. That's the conclusion. It has to be. It's just, as a Catholic, we have these original beliefs. And if you're a Christian or Catholic, I'm in the exact same situation, because it feels like you'll lose something once you find out that that is the truth and you have to leave. So it's so difficult to do, because it's like losing a version of yourself. So it's like being possessed, because you want to believe so much in your original belief, but it's like in football, you have a team and you believe in your team, but then you lose 10-1. The Quran just destroys the Bible with truth, and it feels like no matter what I do, no matter what I try to believe, it's like something is guiding me. But I just don't like the, should I say, cover up? It just feels like there's more to Jesus than what's mentioned in the Quran. And in both Bible and Quran, he's set to return. He's the only prophet that didn't die. So it's such a difficult topic to go over. That was quite a long yap, but I just wanted to put it out there. This is why I can't make a decision, because there's so many questions that are unanswered. And the Quran is the best at guiding it. It's just so difficult to do, because you have to do this strict format of prayer 5 times a day and memorize it. Not many people want to do it, so they'll use this original gut feeling of what they were brought up in to stick with what they believe. Limiting belief, it's like anything in life. Like beliefs about money. People that don't have money, they create a false belief about money, of it's evil, but it's not true. They were made to believe that by their parents. There was once an image I seen where it was like a parent stood behind a kid. It was a drawing, and then the tongue went through the kid's mouth, and the kid was probably in nursery years. But it shows that kids learn everything from their parents, and they pick up personalities from the parents, and you can see that at a young age, and they grow up to be like them. Or they can become the complete opposite, but they'll still have parent traits. So it's the same with beliefs, religions. If you're brought up in a Catholic school, you'll have that belief, because that's the only thing that's taught to you. So I'm going to have to leave that with myself, but I gave you some knowledge of what I know. It's quite a lot of knowledge, because there's not more information you can get from that. Like, there's no more research you can do to figure that answer out. It's just whatever you believe. By the way, if you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe, and potentially drop a comment on this video, because I've put a lot of work into this one. Well, not really a lot. All it is a camera, colour grading, and actually talking to the camera instead of just yapping a load of shit that doesn't make sense. Maybe we've done the same in this vlog, but I feel like we've made a lot more progress, but we're still afraid to take the risk. But that's okay, because we're not just gonna go from doing completely nothing one day to conquering the world the next. It takes time. Like I said, Rome wasn't built in a day. By the way, there's so much we've made on TikTok Shop today. £4, we sold 1 keyboard. This is actually quite interesting, because I've probably sold about 1,000 pens for 9p, but with this keyboard I got £4. Look, so £4.51 compared to 13p. How much? What's 1,000 times 13p? £1. That like £103 for 1,000 sold. Probably. But the commission's gone up. It was originally 9p. This is the first one that was 13p. But this is good, because it means there's potential with this. Like, how much would we need to make in order to make our goal? We'd have to make like £25 per day. Would that be £750? Probably. There's not much more to showcase in this video, to be fair. It's 2 PM, about 10 past 2 PM. 2 p.m. It's just more research, more self-analysis. I probably need to watch actual vlogs because I've got no clue how to do these vlogs. I think that's the problem, is I'm not consuming enough, and I haven't been consuming enough for a while. What have I been doing? I've got no clue. We're becoming self-aware. That's the main thing. We're not scripting these videos, that's a bad thing. But we are improving. I'm sorry in every video I never really have much to say, because I've not really done enough to talk about. Probably most people wouldn't even get on camera if they were in this situation. Most people wouldn't even try. So all that matters right now is that I'm trying. And I have belief, but it's just about, I don't want to fuck things up again to get back into this position. So it's about not rushing the process. I've mentioned this multiple times in this video, but it's weird because I'm trying to be sorry for you guys for having such bad content, but I'm also sorry for myself. And I'm trying to explain it. But I don't need to explain because you should understand. And like I always say, that's probably my motto, is consistency is key. No, and that goes both ways, because if you're consistent in the wrong actions, that means you're basically doomed for whatever's destined for you. But if you're consistent in the righteous actions, like even giving, as it says in the Quran, good deeds maxing. We've got 89 subscribers now, that's a good thing. I don't know how we've went up in 10 subscribers through short form content. So we're going to get 100 subscribers and I'm going to create a play button. I used to have a play button. Whoa, this is so weird. How I've literally got nothing to say. It's on drugs or something. But it's just, I'm that lost in life. So, subscribe, like I said already. And see you in day 6.